Hi, my name is Carmen, and I'm going to talk about the double standards that women face in social media. And women are continuously getting mistreated in the workplace, online, and in general. They are always being harshly criticized and picked on for a lot of the things that we do. Women face a lot of backlash and verbal abuse, especially on social media. And one good example of verbal abuse that women receive has to do with when they work in OnlyFans. And OnlyFans is an internet content subscription service. And many people pay for people, it can be a man or a woman, to post, whatever they want. And when people hear that a woman is working in this service, they look down on them and they disrespect them, and they just are uncomfortable with the idea of a woman working there, which is crazy because how is someone choosing their own path affecting you or anyone else? But people are still bothered by it. And the double standards that I see is when a man promotes his OnlyFans account, he, like in the comments, he does receive a lot of support, a lot of praise, compared to a woman promoting her OnlyFans. If you do go in her comments, she's getting called horrible names, and people are just being rude and not respecting her or telling her that no one is going to respect her because she's doing this. But when a man is doing it, there's not pretty much any kind of talk like that in the comments. But usually if you do work in OnlyFans, I heard to just ignore everything and just focus on you, on your work, and at the end of the day, girls will be getting paid thousands of dollars a month to be doing this. And the people saying stuff to her, well,
Hi, I'm Jared, and today I will be discussing about race and gender issues, more specifically, race and gender issues with women. Race and gender continue to create divergent and uneven outcomes for women of all races and men of color. This is particularly evident in the underrepresentation and experiences of women employed in professional occupations. Statistics, for instance, reveals that as a result of factors including penalties, gender discrimination, and occupational segregation, women make 79 cents for every dollar men earn, but Black women earn only 64 cents on the dollar, and for Latinas, it is 54 cents. Today, America's criminal justice system incarcerates Black Americans at a rate 6 times higher and Latinx individuals at a rate 3 times higher than whites. There is also a growing number of incarcerated women, 1.2 million, the majority being mothers of children, in prison for mainly non-violent crimes. Global efforts to end gender-based violence have disproportionately focused on legal reforms and criminalization rather than prevention and addressing the root causes and culture norms that perpetuate violence. They also tend to ignore the women and girls most affected who face multiple forms of discrimination due to their race, ethnicity, class, age, gender, sexual orientation, or disability. As a result, these efforts have often been ineffective, fragmented across sectors, and fail to address the intersectional forces that play into gender-based violence. In addition, global funding for this issue is limited, and most of it has been directed to large donors and organizations in Europe and North America, rather than to women and girls in the global South who have expertise and context to design effective, evidence-based solutions to prevent violence. Media takes a huge role in this because it has the power to spread the information and to educate others, and it is important that people are aware of these issues.
Hey class, my name is Nick. Today I'm going to be mentioning some of the issues, more specifically within the gaming industry that women face in today's society. The reason I bring up this specific topic is because in the text, we didn't get to cover it in class, but chapter 14, just a couple chapters away, it mentions how there's a specific area in the chapter that, it talks about how men are male dominant in the gaming industry as like coders and programmers, and there's only 22% of females in that industry, which I think is pretty crazy. The reason why I'm just mentioning is because, like I said, I just thought it was interesting, and that's a pretty large number. For me, I'm a manager at a pizza place, and there's I feel like it's pretty diverse within males and females, and so like to see this split of like more than 75% of males are, here at this place, and reading it in the text, it was kind of hard because it was mentioning how like some of the women are just like, there's a lot of sexism that goes on in the workplace and sexual harassment and, inappropriate conduct in the workplace. And some of the women couldn't even speak about it, and they just had a hard time talking about it. So it was hard reading that. But yeah, I just thought it was interesting how only 22% of women are, take up in this industry, and 26% are male. But yeah, I just wanted to bring it to everyone's attention and just, look at the numbers and kind of just look around, and just whether it's within your work or, your friends' work, and just like think about like, the diversity between males and females, and let alone race as well, because, that's another issue. But yeah, thank you.
Alrighty, so for my video, I'm going to be talking about media coverage and public perceptions, specifically of that of African American men and boys. My video is intended to kind of assist those who are working to reduce stereotypes and expand opportunity for Black males, as well as those concerned with journalistic excellence and socially responsible entertainment media. So I think change is needed in these areas because research and experience find persistently distorted media depictions of Black males that contribute to negative stereotypes, unfair treatment, and unequal opportunity in areas ranging from employment to education to criminal justice and beyond. So some examples I have, the media overrepresents Black males in depictions of violence, crime, and poverty. Important dimensions of Black males' lives, such as fatherhood and work, are largely ignored whenever African Americans are talked about in media. Depictions of systematic barriers facing members of this group are largely absent. Distorted media depictions can lead to negative attitudes towards African American males, such as increased public support for punitive approaches and tolerance for racial disparities. Inaccurate depictions of African Americans can also affect their self-perceptions and lead to diminished self-esteem overall in the community.
If you were to go on any social media platforms, I'm sure you'll find a photo or a post of a woman with a pretty face, showing even just the slightest bit of their skin. And if you were to read under the comments, I'm sure that someone has already said something along the lines of, oh, this is why I'm never having a daughter, or my future daughter will never be like this. And the constant sexualization of women in social media is just one of the issues that women face in social media. And on top of that, women are significantly more likely to be targeted specifically because of their gender. And in social media platforms like Twitter, where we can voice out our opinions, women are rarely taken seriously, and women are most likely to be the center of the joke. It's evident that social media has the strongest influence in our perceptions and ideas about the roles of girls and women in our modern society, but women are held to such a different standard that there's often a biased behavior towards women in social media. And I think social media gives people the easy access to be biased and to be very opinionated towards women in social media. So with that being said, I think that women are often sexualized and silenced in social media, and these are just one of the few challenges that women have to face in their everyday lives.